Hey, I'm feeling a lot and I feel beautiful, so I want to speak. Um, I feel like I am kind of at a point, like a precipice of my journey. I'm just brushing some dust off my lampshade. Don't mind me. That's what I'm looking at. It's disgustingly satisfying to get this dust off of my lamp. But I'm at a point in my life um, where I've kind of been cycling through one. It's kind of, oh, it smells bad. Oh god, ugh. I gotta wash my hands. Ugh. Okay, sorry. I've been cycling through one karmic cycle these past couple years that I am still learning how to navigate. And what it is that I have been attracting relationships in terms of friendships and work situations and lovers and acquaintances, just relationships in general that have been toxic for me in a very particular way that is just based on the fundamental energetic like truth of something inauthentic being reflected to me because I was being inauthentic to myself. And these relationships have taught me a lot of things. And I do a lot of shadow work. So whenever I experience a relationship that I don't like, I think about what inside of me allowed that to be my experience and what inside of me wanted or chose or created that experience. Because I'm aware that every external relationship that I have is a reflection of something inside of me, as above, so below. And so when I looked deeper and deeper into myself to try to figure out what was going on, I discovered that I was attracting these toxic relationships because I fundamentally was rejecting who I am. And what that means, or how, I don't know, that's the sentence that I want to say after that is that I am very magical. I am wildly creative, and I am very emotive, and I'm a very deep person. The depth to which I experience my emotions and nature and life itself is so deep. And I struggled to to stay in the center of my heart um, because I was experiencing um, awarenesses coming from trauma. Like I was remembering trauma that made it very not difficult, but scary, scary to believe myself, scary to trust myself. Um, and so I spent a lot of energy and effort and time um, trying in every possible way that I could to not have to trust myself. Um, and it took me to the edge of my sanity. And so I have discovered the price of self rejection and self doubt, and that price is my sanity and it's my life. So, after I reached that rock bottom, one of the many rock bottoms I've reached in this life, I started to realize the things in my life that I have to change. And I'm discovering that for me right now, self acceptance is something that uh, just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and is sort of a constant. Like, I used to think that self love was like saying positive affirmations to myself in the mirror and like talking to my inner child and telling myself that I'm beautiful. And in the past, that sufficed, and that was like what it is. Um, and then it sort of became like self love is doing what I love, and self love is completing art projects, and self love is allowing people to love me, and self love is telling the truth. And it also became sort of after that tier. And by the way, like, I don't, this is just me being neurospicy, but I have to be very specific about this. Uh, like, that second tier of self love also included the positive affirmations. Like, it's not like I'm leaving the other at the expense of the other. It's like a spectrum, and they like add on like a snowball. So then, like, the third tier was like self love is like cutting myself off from things that hurt me, and like both internally and externally, meaning like this was in my early 20s, like my self love became like saying no to my addictions, and saying no to abusive relationships in my family, and kind of stuff like that, and like having humility and telling the horrible, ugly, scary truth, and questioning my behavior. It was a huge amount of shadow work. And I've come to the point now where self love is, I barely know how to explain what it is. Um, but now in my life, the way that I love myself, it's like, and all those other ways still exist, and I still engage with those ways, but now it's this deep neutrality that I have with myself, where it's like I let myself cry for hours and I'm not scared of that. And I let myself feel numb and uncomfortable or happy, and I'm not scared of that. And I let myself experience everything that I'm experiencing, and I kind of just am always watching myself like, okay, you magical wild animal, like, okay, I see you. And there's this space that I give myself constantly, and there's this subtle understanding that I have inside of me that's like, I believe you. And it's this like really quiet and really like sustaining, completely self embracing sort of way that I am inside with myself. And I'm very gentle with myself. I'm very forgiving with myself. And I'm really grateful that I have this relationship with myself. It's taken me a while to get here. So, like, anyway, I'm learning how important, or maybe I should say, I'm remembering how important it is for me to rest. It feels so good to just be in bed for like hours just with myself. And in my state of rest, and by the way, I don't know if any of you have thought of this, and it would really make me very sad if you haven't, So I hope you have, because it's just so important, you know. I don't know if anyone talks about this, but there's so many different flavors of sleep. You know what I mean? Like there's like the sleep that happens after you take a shower, and then there's the sleep that happens in the middle of the day sleep, and then there's like the I'm going to bed at 4 a.m. midnight sleep, and then there's the waking up at noon sleep, and there's the kind of sleep that like you're comforted at a party, and then there's the kind of sleep you have with a lover who you just started seeing, and you're like nervous to go to sleep with them, but like excited at the same time, but like a little too horny to like actually sleep kind of sleep. Oh my gosh, I like the kind of sleep where you're like, I've only had this a couple times, but in like really emotionally intimate love connections, I've fallen asleep with them, and I've had like really crazy dreams in their arms. That's like so cool. Like I know that I really trust somebody if I can like actually dream with them holding me. Like that's pretty cool. Anyway, but there's so many different kinds of rest, and there's so many different flavors of rest, and I just enjoy experiencing all the different flavors of sleep. Anyway, but yeah, so in a state of rest today, I just felt this like exhaustion that I have of being like, oh my God, like it's so uncomfortable for me to be inauthentic. It's so uncomfortable. I actually don't have any tolerance for that at all. And what a great awareness, you know, to get that. I also feel like maybe I should make a whole series on the different kinds of rest, because I also meditate a lot, and there's so many different types of like trances that I go into, you know. And it's funny because these are like secrets that I have with myself and my silence and my inner silence, things that I know but that I never explain. And it's crazy because it's like an entire world. It's like I have taste buds for energy or something. I never talk about that though, because it's like it's so innately just a thing that I experience that I never think to talk about it. Kind of like being psychic. It's like it's just so innate in me that I don't even notice it most of the time until it's like ruining my life, and then I'm like, oh shit. Because Jesus, being sensitive is so hard sometimes. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Um, but yeah, I'm just aware of how inauthentic relationships can really hurt me, like on a very deep level. And after that awareness and that feeling of exhaustion and that feeling of disgust, of like, I can't believe that I did those things. Not even like bad things either. It was just like, I can't believe I spent time hanging out with that person who made me feel uncomfortable. I can't believe I spent time dissociating from myself, you know? And then when I go there, it's like, oh, I don't have to do that. Like I don't have to be inauthentic. Like I don't have to even interact with people from a place of inauthenticness. Like if I don't like someone's energy and they make me feel weird, I don't have to be their friend. I don't have to be mean to them, but I don't have to be their friend, you know? And with that whole awareness, it's like, oh, there's nothing for me to fear. Like all those times that I've dissociated from my soul, from my core essence, from myself, out of the fear that I had of how magical I am and not knowing how to hold space for my magic. Sometimes facing who I am, it felt like getting swept up by a big tidal wave, and I just didn't know how to handle it. And so that's why now my self love is letting myself get swept away. my whole leg is asleep. Oh my gosh. Oh. Sorry, Cora. My cat was sitting on my lap and I had to move because my leg's asleep. That's so. I hate that. Oh. I'm like hitting my leg to get it to wake up. Ugh. This is so horrible. For me, like, one of the worst sensations I can experience in my body is a limb falling asleep. Like, whenever my limbs fall asleep, I, like, genuinely get disturbed. I'm like, is there something wrong with my health? Like, am I dying? Like, what is going on? I just need it to wake up, like, right now. But it's like, what was I talking about? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Right, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. Like, all the times that I left my own essence and my own authenticity in a relationship, it's like because I was scared of staying at home or something, like inside of my own home, inside of my home in here. And it's like, no. Like, actually, I'm just well aware now that I don't have to leave ever. I don't ever have to leave my home. And wholeness is everything. And it's so beautiful to be here with myself, to feel whole. It's so peaceful and it's so unconditional and it's just so like sacred and human because like we got ourselves, you know. And I just realized that I don't ever have to leave this. I can stay in my wholeness forever. And from that place, I can attract better relationships. And I've already noticed myself doing that. Like, in every moment, in every situation, there's always an authentic way that I can act or an inauthentic way. And I've just noticed throughout my days, like, in the ways that I interact with people, like, and how I would if I wasn't being authentic versus if I am. Like, the other day at work, someone asked me a question, and I didn't, like, they were like, can I ask you a question? And I didn't say, yeah. I just was like, you know, like, and that was like my authentic response to them. And it's interesting how the kind of toxic programming that I come from sort of says, smile at everybody or you're an asshole. And how, in like my authentic selfhood with people who I care about, I don't always like feel like I need to smile at them. I just kind of walk up to them. I'm like, hey, and it's not like bad, you know. It's just like how I am, I guess. And then of course there are moments when I do smile. I'm just saying that like my authentic ways of relating, um, it comes from a different place in my body. It comes from a different um, nervous system grounding than my inauthentic state. And I think my authentic state feels a lot more relaxed and neutral and level headed. And anyway, yeah, I hope that makes sense. I think that I was kind of on a tangent, but I just wanted to give you what I'm doing and hope that like hope that you feel what I'm what I'm putting out there because I want everybody to feel whole like this because it's a good place to be. We have trauma, we have you know, negative belief systems and all these kinds of things that keep us from fully being with who we truly are. And you know, the present moment is all there is. And so our past traumas and all these things create like energetic blocks in our present moment that keep us from experiencing it and receiving the beauty of it. like the most. And so it's just, life is just this process of continuously healing it and clearing it and clearing it and clearing it so that you can have a better and better and better and better and better present moment until you're like living your dreams, and your dreams are your reality, and you're, in alignment, so you're manifesting your reality through your dreams. And anyway, may you be at peace. Good night.